Welcome to the Murphy, Sam, and Jodi After the Show podcast, which is brought to you by Factor Pre-Prepared Meals. And Sam's got a discount code for you at the end. You can try it. You know, we'll save that code for the end of the podcast.
I wanted to tell you guys, I wanted to bring this up. I was traveling without you the other day, without both of you.
Yeah.
And it is about food. When you're in the airport and you know you've got to eat because you're not going to be eating at your next stop.
Yeah.
And it's almost time to eat, but you have time.
Mm-hmm.
That is a decision if you're in an airport that has a lot of choices.
Yeah.
It's like I thought of you guys because I thought I have an hour and a half before I even have to be at my gate, which my gate's not far away. And I'm walking around the food pavilion of this airport, and it's like, cool, I have a lot of choices and I've got time.
Yeah.
So I was like literally stalking everything. So there's like the whole Asian, cuisine, their little walk up.
Mm-hmm.
It looked really good. And they're all like, hey, can we get you something? I'm like, I'm just looking. I've got time.
Yeah.
That's a rarity. Isn't it?
Right. So it's like an important decision, right?
Yeah. It's to me, it's a more challenging decision when you don't have a lot of time because you're having to look at, okay, what's the line like? What's the fastest service?
Right.
How can I get this and get to my gate at the same time? So it's a rarity that you actually have, unless you've got some crazy long layover.
What's funny is I don't normally eat prepared food, hot food in airports when traveling. I don't know why. Unless we have a lot of time, I don't normally do that. If I'm by myself, especially, I'm going to hit the little newsstand place and grab, Chex Mix or something like that and just sit down and read and wait and go to my gate. But this time I'm thinking, well, I am hungry. I was hungry and I had time. And so I'm walking around and there's the Italian place, the walk-up place. There was pizza and I was clocking it hard like,
Did they ask you the same question?
Yeah. Can we get you? It looks good. They're like, it looks good. And I said, it does look good. I said, but I'm just browsing.
Yeah.
I'm just browsing, and I may be back later. And there was a McDonald's, and it smelled great.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of families enjoying with the fries and whatnot. There was a Chick-fil-A, I believe. There definitely was Froyo. And then there was a salad, and I'm a salad person. It was one of those behind the glass. They had the little everything you could want to put on a salad. You pick your greens, and then you put everything you'd want on top, every kind of dressing. And that was really calling my name because of me, and I had time. I just thought of both of you because it was so funny for me to take 15 minutes to make that decision. Because I did. I took my time in what to eat.
Well, it's good. You had time to do that. The last time I got stuck in a layover in an airport, it actually wound up being some of the worst food I've ever had, which is a shame. Mm-hmm. Well, for one thing, it was a it's not self-service Asian because just you
counter service.
Yeah, counter service where you go up and it's like. But the three things on the menu that looked great, it's like sesame chicken. That sounds great. So I asked her, I would like sesame chicken. We're out of sesame chicken. How are you out of sesame chicken? But they were out of sesame chicken. And I was like, okay, well, let me try the honey chicken then.
Yeah.
And it was cold and gristly. It was not very good.
Right, and you can't go back.
And here's the thing about that. And this is I'm sure this is not the case with every place, but when you see the sign for a restaurant that you've never heard of before and it's not a chain, there's a certain trust factor in a chain. You see the Golden Arches from McDonald's, you know what you're getting.
Get.
Right, exactly. But, when you see Jimmy's Barbecue, it may or may not be the best. It could be.
You like the gristle platter?
Right.
No.
It could be. And I don't remember the name of the place, but I was taking a chance.
Yeah.
And it was the same thing, though, because I had extra time. And I was hoping it would be worth the wait of the meal.
I guess what I'm trying to convey is that I saw this as an opportunity. It's like I have time. I'm definitely hungry, and I have all these choices, and I have to eat here, but there's so many choices. There was even the pretzel place.
Oh.
And those are delicious.
Well, see, those are good. That's the kind of food, and it's safe, too, because you know what I mean? There's not much of a chance of food poisoning with a pretzel or something.
Pretzel dog.
See, I'm not worrying about food poisoning. I'm just...
And that happened to me once, though. When it happens to you once...
Yeah.
And it was a no-name hamburger place that I'd stopped at that time.
You don't want that happening.
Murphy's always a victim of the worst case scenario.
Right before you get on a flight,
That's correct.
Food poisoning. I would, based on what you've said, I'd probably go with Chick-fil-A. Just because, number one, like Murphy said, it's a known, what you're getting.
Ding. Yes.
And it's safe and it's quick.
What do you think I went with, given all those?
Probably the salad.
Oh, ha, ha, ha. I did not. But I did order it from the salad place. As I was peeking closer to the salad bar, to the left, they had wraps. And I I had a chicken Caesar wrap.
Yeah.
And I said, can I have some Caesar on the side to dip it in? And she goes, that's part of it. And so it was so good. It did live up. And I knew I was taking a chance, too. You're looking at the thing behind the glass. I'm thinking, is that what it's going to look like?
Yeah, see, I mean, wraps are one of those, too. You never really know for sure until you take the first bite.
You don't know what's inside.
Here's a trick. You know what made it good? The dressing was good. It was very fresh. From a salad place, the lettuce lived up, okay? It was not bagged lettuce. It was really fresh and crunchy and good. The dressing was good. But inside of the wrap, they made it more like a salad by having a couple of croutons.
Oh.
It was so
that's
good.
That's interesting. That's good.
It was so good.
The only wraps that really turn me off are the ones where they're pre-rolled for you. You know, they're not really made fresh, and you can tell clearly that it's ham and American cheese and some whatever else.
Well, that's the problem.
And that it's been sitting in the little refrigerated area and that's the nastiest. To me, that's the nastiest.
Well, this wasn't that way. I think they rolled it for me fresh. It was fantastic.
I become physically ill when I eat them, and I don't understand.
Because you're
I do.
Worst case scenario.
Well, quit eating ham and cheese wraps. There are many other options.
I know. He's this way to eat with and to dine with. You know this.
Yes.
I did have pizza regret, though.
That's all right, though.
I always love pizza. And
Airport pizza, you're not too sure about that.
Oh, okay.
It could be out there for a while. It may have just gotten put out there.
Okay, I've never had it.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's talk about...
I just avoid the ones with the brown pepperonis. That's your clue.
Oh, okay. Mr.
What airports are you hanging out in?
The worst.
All right, let's talk about fresh food, Sam.
Oh, yes. I'm not going to talk about nasty stuff. I'm going to talk about ease.
Okay.
And the ease of factor meals. We have all done the preparation meals before, the ones delivered to your doorstep, and you got to follow the recipe and cut up the potatoes and find which one is a zucchini and slice that.
Yeah.
Factor meals removes all of that. If you're crunched for time, if you're crunched for a recipe know-how, Factor meals, everything's taken care of. You get fresh, never frozen, chef-prepared meals delivered to your door. They're in the container. You take them out, the one you want to use that day, put it in the microwave for 2 minutes, bada boom, bada bing. You got dinner on the stove, on your plate.
On your plate,
yeah,
right.
Easy.
Nothing, no knives dirtied, no cutting boards, none of that stuff. And right now, Factor Meals is offering 50% off if you use this special Murphy, Sam, and Jodi code. The code is MSJ50. Go to factormeals.com, use the code MSJ50. Boom, just like that, you get half off.
Thank you, Factor, for sponsoring the Murphy, Sam, and Jodi After the Show podcast.